Namaste to all the beautiful souls. I bow down to the divine in you from the divine in me. I'm today very, very happy to welcome Madhu Natraj on our platform. Madhu, it has been an honor to have you on our platform. Very, very happy. Whenever I have
Thank you
seen,
so much.
thank you.
Thank you, Sangeeta. It's an honor and a delight to be here.
Thank you. Truly an honor. Because India is a country where I think, or probably it's the only country where women is being defined as the Shakti or the goddess. How much ever we all speak about that women being a weaker gender, honestly speaking, this is the only place where it has been given more importance to the women or the women power in today's words, where we say that like Ma or the mother's status when we give it, and it is the goddess that we worship. And Madhu's dance performances, like literally, there are times where you feel invoking the goddess within you. A lot to talk about her, and a lot before I introduce and we start our conversation with her. So she's an award-winning choreographer. And Madhu, I will say, or you would like to speak about yourself?
No, definitely not. I wouldn't like to speak about myself. And you can keep it super short, please. It doesn't matter.
Sure.
The fact that we are talking is more important.
I So, award-winning choreographer, arts entrepreneur, curator, educator, Madhu dons many hats with grace and dynamism. She is a collaborator and consultant with important design, cultural, philanthropic, corporate, and academic organizations. With over 300 choreographies to her credit, she has performed in over 36 countries. She majorly live and got trained with her Guru, Dr. Maya Rao. The legendary Guru Maya Rao is, Madhu will speak about it. And if we have to speak about, she is a recipient of the Bismillah Khan Yuva Puraskar, GOI, the FICCI FLO Women Achievers Award, Karnataka Kalashri by the government of Karnataka. And India Today chose her as one among India's 50 young achievers. She is the part of Aspen Global Leadership Network and Kamal Nayan Bajaj Fellowship. And there is a huge, like, it's much more to speak about.
Please, Sangeeta, I think we can get over that now.
So we'll start with our today's conversation. And the purpose we brought you here, Madhu, is that as Theta Healers, we always believe that what you think you create, and your life is your belief systems. Your belief systems comes from your experiences. But again, it's not about any experience being positive or negative. It is how you perceived it and what you did with those experiences is what counts.
Yes.
So there are people, when people listen to the stories and they understand that how you have given shape to your life and how people move on in their life and create an absolutely amazing, extraordinary life for themselves. So you are a live example for that. So the platform is all yours, Madhu. I'll definitely go on asking questions in between because that person in me was very curious to know, but I'd like to know a little bit about your life, and everybody will be very, very happy to know about you.
Sure. Thank you so much, and namaskar, everybody. It's an honor to be here for me because Sangeeta is somebody I really think we met not by chance, but it was a divine design. We met when I lost my uh, biggest anchor in my life, my mother, who was like my best friend, my mother, and a guru. And when you lose one, you go to the other. And when you lose three together in one person, it's like the world has just sort of dissolved for you. And at that time, that Sangeeta came into my life, and it was just one session that we did actually, and it was transformative, and it also helped me tide over that time. And ever since we have just connected, and even if we don't speak to each other, often, we just exchange sometimes in a year or two texts, but we always know what the other is doing. Um, we keep each other informed. I think there is a soul connection. Um, so about my life, so I grew up in a family of artists. My mother, as I had mentioned already, Dr. Mayara, was a famous Kathak dancer and a choreographer. And my father had retired from the culture department, and he was an avid book collector, and he had various, hobbies. One year it would be gardening, one year it would be something else. But he lived in Bangalore and I was in Delhi. So I grew up in Delhi. And I moved to Bangalore, and by the time I was 15, as in the promo video you've seen, I, used to have these wonderful philosophers, artists, writers come home, and after a couple of minutes, everybody would be talking about how political the arts world is. And I had seen people like my wonderful mother really work hard, but not always be on the top, because it was always people who are more aggressive. And so I used to tell her, I'm not going to dance. I'm going to support dance from the outside. I'm going to sponsor it. I'm going to get in the corporate world, or I'm going to write about it. And I did my degree in commerce, etc., and I was all set to apply to IIMs when there was a chance encounter, which now I know was not a chance encounter, which is that there was the American Dance Festival that happened in New Delhi. And by then I had moved to Bangalore in the late 80s. So this is 90s, early 90s. And I was in my final year of college, and I went to this dance festival, and I signed up for a class called improvisation, which the Americans were calling improvisation. And in this class, all of us were, dressed in our leotards. Those days that was in fashion. And the teacher said, put out your index finger and create 30 movements with it. Okay, maybe we can all try it. So you just put out your finger. Maybe this is one. Sangeeta, aap try karo. And Sangeeta gave me this. Somebody else. Okay. Yes. Okay. So 30 like that. After 10, you're like, ab main kya karu? And then you start using your creative mind and you create it. So we all thought she was like, why is she making us do this? I mean, we're here to learn dance. And then she said, she made me come and demonstrate. And she said, you're a choreographer. And I was just thinking, whatever. Then she said something that was transformative for me. She said, if with just 3 joints in your body, you can create 30 movements, imagine all the joints in your body, the permutations, combinations. Will you ever be short of creating movement? And that was like a zen whack in the head for me. And I took it one step further and I said, will I ever be short of creating? That I am a creative possibility of my own life. I can choreograph my life. Why am I running away from something I love? That's dance. And Sangeeta, you would remember in those days in the early 90s, we didn't have cell phones yet.
Yes.
So used to make trunk calls. So I was in, ran across the Bengali market in Delhi. Those of you from Delhi would know. And made this call to my mother and said, I was crying on the phone and I said, I want to do we still run India's only course in choreography. And I said, I want to do this course. She said, are you sure? I said, yes. And then she said something which is my second pillar. She said, are you ready to make a choice between creative satisfaction and monetary benefits? Are you ready to do that? Because your friends are all going to become CEOs of companies, etc. It's not going to be the same, ever. I was ready and I said yes. So till today, I am not one of those artists who will complain about lack of funding in the arts world, etc. And I've always created my own trajectory. From then on, Sangeeta, I went on to do my degree in choreography, and I had to work. I started working very early in life. So immediately I would study in the morning, work in the afternoon. So I used to teach in almost 63 schools in Bangalore. And then in the evening, I would study for my PG in journalism. And then in the mid 90s, I went to America and stayed back to study contemporary dance. But I missed both the fragrance and the stench of India. So I came back to create a form that's contemporary Indian, and that's how my company, the STEM Dance Company, which stands for Space, Time, Energy, and Movement, was born. So, and from then on, I have tried to infuse other spaces with dance, not just the performance and education industries, but in the worlds of healing, in the worlds of transformation, empowerment, all of that, developmental work, all through movement arts.
Wow. Very, very inspiring. And I think the biggest takeaway was like, if I can choreograph my own life,
Yeah.
the balancing part, that was very inspiring. So, Madhu, the question is that each one of us, no matter what, there are ups and downs in life. And at that point of time, what we believe very strongly from within comes out. Because only that helps you to take the decision and to take the action. So, would you like to share, like, what are your beliefs anytime when you would have gone through any ups and downs in life? What kept you going on? And without thinking that, God, why me? Life is all this, which each one get into that very quickly. What would that be?
Well, Sangeeta, we learn a lot through osmosis. You know, I was fortunate to have for my mother, who was also my guru, a person who asserted herself with great grace and dignity. The way she handled situations, um, she handled anger, etc. Watching her for me was a learning process. I think genetically, therefore, had a reservoir of some sort of strength, which as I grew, I began to realize I have it. Because as a youngster, I was a very short-tempered person, and I could snap and say things. But watching some people destroy their lives because of their anger, I realized, it's that story about when a vase breaks, you can glue it together, but the cracks remain because that's what you've done to the other person, right? So that came in a little later in my life, and I don't know where I draw the strength from. I think it's the fact that I'm so tuned into my intuition, um, that I know things will be okay. And also the power of manifestation that you speak of also in your sessions, of first acknowledging what's happening. Otherwise, it's like a wound that festers. Acknowledging and then moving on. It has been helpful to me. And also, I really believe that when we are in the creative arts, in the healing arts, we are a little more fearless because we are not scared of the unknown and what's to come. Because of this immersion of this sadhana, it's also a muscle we have to exercise, sadhana and discipline. That helps us to be in the present moment and deal with the scenario then. It's not as if I didn't have breakdowns. It's not as if I didn't have doubts about why this is happening to me, And then you realize that in this cycle of life and death, it's the only two constants. Birth and death is irreversible. And in between that, all of us go through the same drama in different forms. So, you know what? You're not some big drama queen that, some Meena Kumari that is happening to you. It's happening to everyone. Life is happening to us. So I think that helped me to not take myself so seriously. I think that's really helped. And has helped also in the field that I am in, because it's very easy to, get egoistic, because at one shot when you're performing, there are 500,000, 2,000 people watching you. And it's very easy to get elated and think you're like some special creature of God. All of us are. I think that is something that has helped me.
So, Madhu, you said, like, when life happens to us and you acknowledge that this is happening, but what kept you looking higher and still moving on from there? Like, your mom was your biggest inspiration. So, there are certain set of beliefs that we acquire from them.
Yes.
So, what would be those beliefs, which is so firmly embedded into us that keeps us moving on and looking at life differently, acting differently, or taking a decision to move on? Thank you, Preeti, for the birthday wishes. Thank you, Gauri, for the birthday wishes. Thank you.
I thought your birthday is tomorrow, Sangeeta.
Oh, it's today.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I don't know.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
I kept thinking Wednesday is your birthday, so.
No, I think when I spoke to you, when I thought so, and then I realized my mistakes.
Okay.
It's not your mistake.
Right.
It's my mistake in my day counting. So thank you. So Madhu, like, can you tell me, like, what would be those set of beliefs? Probably, like, what we call genetic beliefs.
Hmm.
You acquired it from your mom, or you acquired, and
Right.
you looked at life differently at that time.
Yes. So it's a very pertinent point, Sangeeta, and I'm glad you brought it up. I believe I a lot of things like dance for me is a great teacher, and I think dance is a womb memory for me. I have grown up, I think in her womb also, listening to the sounds of the ghungroos, to this rhythm of life, something higher than the usual. And I think that runs as an undercurrent in my life. But two of the beliefs I have already shared with you. My belief of always thinking of myself as a creative conduit to make things happen. I don't wait for people to do things for me. The other is that another thing that my mom said to me, which I believe in, is she always placed an experience before hoarding or investing in material things. And I really believe that I am a sum total of my experiences, and that has to be very rich for me. So I love travel, I love meeting people, I'm very interested in people, I'm interested in civilizations, in spaces. So my work takes me a lot to travel around the world, around India, and then I save up and I travel some more, you know, because I believe that I'm a storehouse of my experiences. This is what I'm going to take back with me. And the second thing, that is what my mother said, is goodwill. We only leave behind goodwill, you know, and that is very important. So if you look at the two institutions I run, one is a 57-year-old, much older than both of us, Sangeeta, body called the Natya Institute of Kathak and Choreography, which is India's only certified course for choreography. And that was started in 1964 by Ma and Kamala Devi Chattopadhyay, the great pioneer in the world of arts and crafts. And it's still running. It's only goodwill, you know. We have a huge family. If I'm performing in Kazakhstan or Toronto or Imphal, somebody will come backstage and said they had been associated with this institute. And that's huge, because in an age of startups where things are shutting in 2 years, we move on to a new project, something like a wisdom passing trajectory is still there because of that. Um, so I really believe in these two things, that, you know, richer experiences, and what richness is to you. What is wholesomeness to you and me? To me, it is to be able to experience life being completely present in the moment, noticing. It's a sensory experience. You're aware, and at the same time, this mind body alignment has to be charged, and that's also work, isn't it, Sangeeta? It's Riyaz.
Yeah. So how do you, because you told me that, you have incorporated that you educate people and like you use it for healing purpose as well. So like, how do you use movements? And during COVID, you started some special
Yes.
so can you just throw some light on that?
So, Sangeeta, I run three verticals, as you know, of training, of performance, and of outreach. And as I'm getting on in years, I realize it's the outreach part that interests me most, that the possibilities with dance. So we have a lot of dance and education projects. So especially one called Moved, which is movement education, where we are working with children in urban slums and rural areas. And um, and these are children who don't have any access to arts and education programs. They rarely have access to education itself, you know. So what does dance do there? Dance has a huge, it's a medium of expression and transformation, you know. It helps you to dialogue, it helps you to open up. So the idea is to create a gene pool of children who are more sensitive, who are more creative, and therefore more fearless. So that took traction because we went online with it. Because however poor the families, they have a cell phone at home. So in the evening when the father comes back from the fields or mother as a domestic worker, we can stream. So for example, a school in Kolar, children from that school, we are teaching them, and my student who is sitting in UK is teaching because
Wow.
sits after them in Canada. So the possibilities are endless. The other project that I started during COVID, the second wave especially, was friends who'd lost partners, recovering from COVID, just all that. We all felt it, the second wave especially. So I started a movement, meditation, and mindfulness workshop called Moving in the Moment, to be present and not give so much importance to the past and the future. And I think the arts, both performing and healing arts, do that. They bring you to the present moment where you have gratitude for being fully aware and alive at that moment. So that we did. And I'm looking forward to creating something with you, Sangeeta. We've spoken
Oh, wow.
about this. Before that, I'll join your course too. And I want you to join our courses also for dance, and it'll be wonderful.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
healing people through dance, healing people through that, because when I was in US, I had attended one of those courses, which was a 4-year course, and Baudanza dance form, where people
Okay.
regress back into past lives also through the dance forms and through the 5 elements, how they, through the dance movement. And no instructor is teaching you what to do and what not to do.
Right. What's
Uh,
it called, Sangeeta?
Baudanza, I think. Because
Baudenza.
I was attending with Dr. Brian Weiss, I was with him, and in Omega Institute, they allow you to be present in other classrooms. And honestly, my honest confession is when I went, I was the one and one other foreigner. We were looking at each other and thinking that this is the class of mad people and what are they doing and why are we here? Because people were jumping and then they will sleep on the floor and they will run in the room. And I'm like, but what are you supposed to do? And I think my biggest lesson, which probably I got from there, because that point of time I chose not to attend, and I was like, oh, it doesn't make sense. What I'm doing is probably much better because we know where we are heading. But the life always teaches you. And
Yes.
one of our biggest cause, what we call intuitive anatomy, where each system of the body students are clearing. And you can see, and it has been said that they come as your mirror reflection. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, boss, I don't want you to get stuck at your logic that
Right.
why happened then this. I said, tell me what next. Come in the present, be in the present, be in the moment. Everything that you said. And I realized, I said, I wish I could bring that balance here because
Yeah, yeah.
we want them to move beyond their inhibitions.
Mm-hmm.
Inhibitions are from our womb memories, childhood memories.
Yes.
Uh, Womb programs 90% of our life. And I was like, God, one fine day you send me somebody who's accomplished in dance. And because I may take lifetimes for that. But
No,
it's
you won't.
no, no, 100% I'll be very, very happy because it immediately clears you from your inhibitions and an
Mhm.
absolutely brilliant way of expression. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Sangeeta, I think a lesser known fact, because, in India, culturally, people send their children to a dance class
Yeah.
or a music class, kabhi kabhi zabardasti. The thing is, what one doesn't realize is what does dance really do? Apart from what you're talking about, the present moment and freeing up inhibition, it teaches you so many things. When you walk into a dance class, जब चप्पल उतारते हैं बाहर and you enter, it is metaphoric कि बाहर का जो drama है, your past or whatever you're worried about, you just give that up and you enter the space of creation, the space that offers you also, a space that offers you the germination point of entering a spiritual space. It's sacred. The way we touch the floor, dance, you learn discipline, you learn synchronicity, so many things that we later on in life can just connect to. And I always tell the parents of my children, I said, if you have 200 children in class, if two become dancers, it's okay. The rest of the 198 are more evolved human beings and they will buy tickets to watch dance, music, go to museums, attend satsangs because they are tuned to that. They're not just sitting and playing video games and doing violent things all the time, right? They know that they can release energy from the body with dance. There's also a beautiful space of trance that you spoke about, Sangeeta. You know, where when you look at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, for example, or you look at the whirling dervishes of Konya, or you look at shamans, when you lose that point of contact with who I am, my ego, my identity, they say that that is the point of complete clarity. And dance allows you that. That's exactly what you're talking about, the five dance of the five elements that you did, where you lose as you don't care if I'm Sangeeta and I'm this, so many followers, and you give into that moment, and in a sense, your soul spoke through your body. And I thought that was very beautiful, that shared, that what you said just now. And I think that's a point of, as somebody said that, I forget, the shaman who said that when I dance and my body goes into trance, I lose control, losing control. I lose control. I have no awareness of who I am, and that is the point of complete clarity because you become a channel for receiving also. And all of us are always talking about this union of Jivatma, Paramatma, and that a lot of Advaitin believe that we are the divine. And you spoke about the concept of Shakti, and I think one of the best definitions I've heard, you say Shakti is energy, divine feminine. The best definition I've heard of that is the capable will. Shakti is the capable will. And we all have that, and it is the healing arts, it's dance, whatever charges that for us, and we become capable of living our purpose of life. I think that is a huge step forward.
Madhu, you spoke and explained it so well. I'm sure. I mean, so every day we do certain theta downloads and like instill these feelings into us. And as in when you learn, I guess, I mean, every word that was being spoken was so much in sync, so much complete. So, one last question to you, Madhu, that if you have to describe the philosophy of life or like a takeaway for people, what would that be?
Okay. I think my takeaway would be that keep an open mind. You know, I think when we look at life through a lens of that is colored with judgment, we lose out on so much. You know, we've already decided we don't like this or we only want that. When we keep an open mind without blinkers on, and we open to tradition, to modernity, to new experiences, I think that's what makes us a perfect conduit for receiving and for creating. I think for me that would be that, an open mind, to open um, yourselves to some beautiful experiences, and to be aware and present.
Thank you. That is beautifully, beautifully said. So before we continue, and just let us do 2 or 3 downloads on what Madhu has taught us today. So Madhu, just to explain you, the Theta Healing downloads are something which, like a pineal gland is here,
Mm.
like behind this and under this. So it's a programming in Theta Healing. We say when we access the theta frequency of the brain, it's a
Mm.
deep meditative state, and you instill certain feelings in a person because we take lifetime to master certain virtues, and probably we may must be able to master 2 or 3 virtues, and we invest 60, 70, 80, 90 years of our life into that. But these virtues can be instilled into us as well, and we can open up. So it becomes a known experience for us, and it facilitates the movements and makes it easier for you. Obviously,
Mm.
you require to work for it, but at least now it's a known experience for your subconscious. Every cell of your body knows it. So there are many things which we learned, and so just 2 or 3 things of that first we will instill into each one with your permission, for sure.
Please, please.
Yeah. Just a moment. Would you like to know what it feels like to understand the joy of moments and to know what it feels like to understand that life is a beautiful creation and a beautiful dance? You understand it through Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane or creator of all that is. You know how to create this reality for yourself and that it is safe, it is possible. You are deserving of being and living this reality, and you choose to live your daily life with the safe into every cell, fiber, tissue, molecule of your body, into every area of your life, at all four level of your beliefs, your highest and best in the highest and best possible way for you. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Creator, show me. Yes, to receive this feedback. Thank you. Would you like to know what it feels like to be in the moment and be in the present? Would you like to understand acknowledging yourself and acknowledging the experience and allowing yourself to see each aspect of the life as an experience, taking the learning from the experience and allowing your soul to grow, and any resentment, regrets, rejection, grudges that you might be holding on to attached to the experience, be able to release it to the light of the creator of all that is and being able to move on safely, and that it is completely safe, it is possible. You know how to do that easily and gracefully. Would you like to know what it feels like to be in complete alignment with the universal forces and that it is completely possible? Would you like to know what it feels like to let go and to release the need to control everything and still being in charge and moving beyond the ego or the I, and to have the identity which is connected with the divinity in you itself? Would you like to know how to invoke the Shakti in you and have the balance of the Shiva and Shakti. And you understand it through greatest definition and perspective of the seventh plane or creator of all that is. Would you like to know how to have the balance of the five elements in your body? And that it is safe, it is possible. You are deserving of living our daily life with balance into every cell, fiber, tissue, molecule of the body, every area of your life. At all the four level of your beliefs for your highest and best, in the highest and best possible way for you. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Greater, show me. Because all that is, it is commanded to instill these feelings into each one who say yes right now and later while watching the video. In any language that they may have ever listened or understand, these feelings be instilled into them now. Thank you. Would you like to know what it feels like to invoke the choreographer in you and choreograph the most beautiful dance in your life and that it is possible? You know how to do that, and you allow yourself to be the channel of the divinity in complete resonance and in complete consonance with the energy of the highest self and creator of all that is, allowing the creation to unfold in the most beautiful way in all the different aspects and verticals of your life, and that it's completely possible. You are one with this beautiful universal forces in a complete synchronicity with the divine expression of love, knowing that I am this energy of love. I vibrate with the energy of love. I attract the energy of love. I'm surrounded by the energy of pure love. And I choose to share the energy of love all around me into every cell, fiber, tissue, molecule of your body, across time and space, through different lifetimes, through generations, through eternity between the times. Now, with all the parallel universe realities, choosing to create this reality as the only reality. In my past, present, and future, I am this divine source of inspiration for myself and others into every aspect of my life, at all the four level of my beliefs, into my seven generations up and down, for now and forever. May this be instilled into me till eternity, and that it is completely possible. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Creator, show me. Please say yes if you wish to receive this feeling. And as today being the day of birthday for me, I'm doing it the gratitude to the divine. I would like all of you to share that the gratitude to the divine to give us an opportunity to be from being formless to be in this form, from abstract form to be in this definite form of being in a human and giving us an opportunity to be the channel of the divine and to be able to experience, to share, to evolve, to learn, and to expand our horizons, to connect to the divine. So thank you and with lots of gratitude to the divine for giving an opportunity to be here down on the earth for these beautiful human experiences. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Creator, show me. Passing unconditional love, light, and healing to each one. thanking Divine for all the grace that Divine is showering on each one. Thank you so much, Madhu. It was absolutely amazing. I'm short of words, and honestly, I'm short of words to express. I think dance is not only in your physical movements, but it is there in the clarity of thoughts that you have. It is there in the expression that you have. And it is absolutely amazing. Sudha, like just 1 minute, Sudha had raised her hand. Sudha, do you have any question to Madhu? Sudha Narayan.
Yeah. Yeah. Good morning to all of you. Madhu, I am also based from Bangalore. So I love dancing. I recently started, I am 60, turning 60 now. And it was a passion for me to learn dancing right from a childhood, but I don't know, I was suppressed of not doing it. So now this COVID time, I started to dance after losing some 14 kilos of weight.
Wow.
And then I'm doing dance now. So I think inspiration with Sangeeta's classes also, which she always does, and that really inspired me to start the dance again. So just I'm having a choreographer from Chennai. She's a simple choreographer, so known person. So I'm just learning dance from her, and she teaches. It's all a mixed dance, so it's not a song. Like I started with the Namo Namo Shankara from Amrit Trivedi's song from Kedarnath movie. It's a dance of the Shiva, what she taught me. So I'm not a very professional dancer, but I like to learn more into like what you're teaching and the ways you'll be doing. So yeah, as you're in Bangalore, so
No, we would Madhu, if you can share your details, and if there's anything for our group who can join in, we would really like to share all these details with them if they can join any of your workshops. And since time is short, we'll just take Richa because even she has raised the hand. And others maybe probably can share their questions, Lavida and Vinay. Mehak, can you open Richa's with your Richa, yeah, please.
Unmute myself.
thank you.
Thank you for the share, Sudha. And like Sangeeta said, you can get in touch with me and maybe reach out to me on Instagram or anything, and then we can take it forward. Since you're in Bangalore, but for everything else, everybody else, we'll work in tandem with Cesta Healing and create something for sure.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Sangeeta.
Richa, you want to say something? You raised your hand.
Yes, I raised my hand. I didn't know how else to get a chance to talk. But since that was being taken, but I just had, since everyone is here and it's Mom's birthday today, so just wanted everyone to wish her, and we had a small surprise for her.
Oh,
We wanted to share with everyone over here as well, because all of you as part of Daily Theta have become a part of family. So it's in a little manner of celebration that we want to celebrate with everyone here, with our very special guest Madhu, with Mom. She didn't know, so I was just hoping she doesn't
yeah,
end us.
I would have shut the computer soon.
Yeah, I knew you were about to do that. So let me just share first and then maybe talk to all of you. 1 second. Everyone see a video? Did everyone see a preview of a video?
Yes.
Okay. Please mute yourselves so that it doesn't interrupt.
Thank you so much, Richa. This was super.
It's not over yet.
I mean, I'm not aware of this, and that's true.
That was the idea of her not being aware of it as well. So we wanted to introduce it to her as well as all of you at the same time. We're hoping to launch an app for Cesta very, very soon. It wasn't just about sharing her journey. Her journey goes lots beyond just the small video that we could put together. Because none of us are specialized in making videos. So it's just a small journey of what has happened. And we're looking at launching the Cesta app very soon. It's a surprise for Sangeeta Shah and our gift to all of you as well. We're looking at getting the meditations, the downloads that all of you are so used to hearing every day, and you've already experienced them. So having them at your fingertips so that it's easy for you to access. Easy for you to access the downloads, the meditations, to get in touch, to just know that, now it's something you can do very, very quickly now. So it's in the pipeline. We're working on it, and we couldn't think of a better day to announce it to everybody and to surprise her as well, because we knew she thought it was done.
Cesta always had been my fourth baby, like after three children. And I still remember the date because I always prioritize my family over my work. And when my son came back from US, and he just asked me one question, Mom, like anytime any one of us are in problem, any of your kid is in problem, what do? You leave everything and you are there for us. So why do you ignore your fourth baby so much? And you always said Cesta is my baby, and then why, when you have to prioritize Cesta, why do you always say that, like, no, my children, my family, everything comes first? And that was an eye opener. So, and Richa, today what you guys have gifted me.
This is also baby. It's going to take around 9 months to come in. I'm pretty sure, because it's going to be a lot of behind the scenes work. So it's going to take those 9 months for it to come into fruition.
That's okay. It has been conceived today. So the delivery will happen one day.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Hope you liked it. And just I think everyone's been wishing you through the day. So this was just all your family, kids, all of us wishing you as well, and just sharing the gift with everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Rita. It was truly like completely unexpected, and I'm like over the joy. And it couldn't have been more special than, like, you being part in this entire journey, and like very, very, like from the bottom of my heart, lots and lots of gratitude. And now, like, definitely wishing to have something with Madhu Natraj, Cesta and Madhu Natraj doing something in the Healing Industry for sure. Thank you. See you all tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta, and all the wonderful people at Cesta. It's been an honor.
Thank you.